our players. Chris, tough weekend this weekend, but you're back at home here against the conference opponent. First conference game of the year. How excited are you back at home, especially with it being homecoming as well?
Definitely, there's definitely a buzz around campus right now with it being homecoming. We're excited to get back out here with our great fan base. We flushed that game on Saturday and focused on FAU on Sunday. It's the first game of conference, biggest game of the year. Every new week is the biggest game of the year.
Every game is a learning experience. It was not the kind of learning you wanted to do on
Nope.
Saturday, but what did you take away from that game? Kind of gauge where you guys are as a group.
Yeah, for sure. I think every game, when you win or lost, no matter how bad you lose or how big you win, you take things from it and you learn from it. And I think for myself, I had some execution problems in the beginning, tried to force things I shouldn't have, and I'm taking that note and going to this game and still taking that with me, not forcing things, just taking what the defense gives me.
Cam, you guys played against a bunch of guys that we're going to see on Sundays in the future, and you were pretty successful running the ball. I mean, from a confidence level, that's got to help you guys going forward as you start conference play on Saturday.
Most definitely. It was definitely good to be able to run the ball against those guys, but it's just like any other game. If we wouldn't have been able to run the ball against them, like it's on to the next week. It was definitely an accomplishment to see Benny be able to run like that and see some of the offensive linemen. Like we had some good flashes on film, but that's one thing that we have to keep working on our consistency so we can do that week in and week out, and it's not going to be a shock when it happens.
Obviously, the weekend did not yield the results that we were looking for, but do you feel like you come out a more experienced football player going into this next game?
Most definitely. I've had that Clemson game circled on my schedule for a while now. I mean, even before the Tennessee game, because Clemson is Clemson, and those are two different types of programs. But it definitely gave me a gauge as to where I am and where the team is. But I'm sorry, I forgot your question. Could you re-say it?
Do you feel more of an experienced football player coming out of that game going into the next?
Oh, most definitely. The thing about Clemson that I was just surprised is, like, I knew they were going to have good athletes. I knew they were going to be strong. I knew they were going to be big, and I knew they were going to be long. But the way that they executed is something that I definitely is the main thing that I noticed. Because when you have athletes like that, you don't expect them to execute and take it as serious as they did. And that's something that I need to work on, is the way that I execute. And those guys did an amazing job.
Chris, when you look at Florida Atlantic on tape, last year's team this year, what do you see on this year's team that you guys need to try to exploit?
Obviously they have our former defense coordinator, Glenn Spencer, so you see some familiarities, like you see some things that they did last year against us, but at the end of the day, you got to focus on ourselves and execute what we have to do. It doesn't matter what they do. If we can't execute, then we're not going to move the ball. So I think we're still focusing on ourselves and executing our jobs.
Is working on the passing game something you guys have?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously.
Is there a length that gave you the problem on Saturday?
Yes, and they're executing. Like Cam said, they do their job. They're very disciplined. They know how to leverage, know how to take away passing lanes and stuff like that. So I think that when we put that on tape, that people will try to figure out how to copycat stuff like that. But again, we just got to focus on what we need to do.
Chris, you mentioned execution, first conference game of the year. How important is it going to be to execute for this first conference game of the year to kind of carry us on throughout the rest of the season?
For sure. I think every game, you learn more and more, and you figure out ways to execute at an even higher level, no matter how good you do at a former game. But first game of the season, our first conference game of the season, if we can execute at a high level, I feel really good about it. But yeah, that's what you have to do. You can talk about all you want, but that's what you need to do.
Ken, what are your expectations as you guys start conference play?
I'm just expecting everybody to go after it and just attack it the way that we've been doing. Worry about us. That's kind of like our team motto right now. It's about us. It's not about them. Continue. Like, we had a good day at practice today. A lot of guys were flying around. We had some execution issues, just to work out the kinks throughout the week, and that's what I expect from our team, just to come ready to work every day.
You all have finished your non-conference schedule. From here on in, it's nothing but conference. Is there sort of a thought, either of you can address this or both of you, is there sort of an idea that maybe this is sort of a fresh start now? You're starting from ground zero here again?
Most definitely, we're 0-0. We actually talked about that today at practice. We're 0-0 right now. This is the time. This is what we do it for. We've had the warm up games. We've had all of this out the way now, and it's down to the teams that you know them, they know you. It's all about who really wants it more. These coaches know each other. All the schemes are familiar. They know our players. We know their players. You actually have kind of relationships with the players on other teams because you've played them so much. So this is when you really see what you're made out of, because it's going to be a lot of adversity once conference. Now that conference is here.